Oh my God, the Alex Jones interview is out.
Yes, I killed the children.
But beyond that,
I went in that school, I pulled a gun out, and I shot every one of them myself.
Man, brace yourselves, boys. Boyos, brace yourselves. Channel 5 has done it again.
Do I feel responsible that someone that played shoot-'em-up video games on a bunch of drugs, went and killed a bunch of kids, and then the internet questioned it and I covered that?
They staged Sandy Hook. The evidence is just overwhelming. We've looked at all sides. We played devil's advocate from both sides.
No, I don't feel responsible, and I don't apologize anymore. I'm done. I don't apologize I killed the kids.
Was there a definitive?
No, I killed them. I killed him.
You didn't kill him.
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
No, everybody said, no, I killed him. Every American's to blame. Every gun owner's to blame. I'm to blame. We're all guilty. To Bloomberg and Soros, turn our guns in. Turn our guns in. So I'm done talking about it. Okay. I killed them. Okay, go ahead.
Can we talk about the trial at all?
There's nothing to talk about. Yeah. Let me tell you, I don't know if I can do this interview right now. You liking it?
Kiss me, Aljan.
I don't think you should keep doing that.
What? Dude, I murdered those children. I did. I killed them myself.
Still not a funny thing to say. Yeah, I get the point, but it's just like, fuck, man.
Fuck it.
Bro, when you got an InfoWars employee saying, brother, you gotta stop, that's when you know you've gone too far. Like, you got like Owen Schroyer, the most Amish looking InfoWars guy, out here being like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't say you killed the Sandy Hook's kids.
Every sin ever committed on earth in 10,000 years of history, I did it. The Night Stalker, the Zodiac Killer, I did it. Vietnam War, Hitler. I was actually Hitler. It wasn't Hitler. It was me.
Oh my God, he shot his $1 million button. That's, I mean, million play button. That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of cool. Also, what a relic, dude. YouTube, congratulations for surpassing 1 million subscribers. This right here, for everyone that's like kind of new to this, new to this internet thing, new to like being a leftist on the internet, YouTube gave InfoWars a 1 million subscriber play button. I don't even have mine yet. That's how shit used to be back in the day. When I was a fucking, young leftist on the internet, YouTube was offering play buttons to the InfoWars channel. You understand? That's why it's always so funny when motherfuckers are like, bro, you're such a grifter, you're such a grifter. It's like, dog, I've been saying the same shit since like 2014, 2015, back when it was infinitely less popular to say those things. Will Neff just got the silver for Fear and. Yeah, I didn't get it. What the fuck? Where's my silver play button for the Fear and podcast? What's happening there? You have to order it? I didn't even know that you were supposed to order it. Anyway, that's besides the point.
I created heartburn. I created hemorrhoids. I created hangovers. I created gingivitis.
That's a bad one.
I created hair loss. I created acne.
I wish you didn't do that.
He said, I wish you didn't do that.
I mean, how do you feel about like how your attorney did overall?
They said I was guilty beforehand because they couldn't have a real trial because they had 24 minutes out of 10 years of me talking about it. Most of it me saying it happened. It's sick. It's disgusting. I was being sarcastic earlier. I didn't kill the children. I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer. I didn't invent hemorrhoids. I simply question things, and they're trying to demonize me to say questioning things is a bad deal.
And elementary school massacre, 26 dead, 27 dead now, 18 kids in Connecticut. When you got small children, this really gets to you. That's why the globalists use children's deaths to go after our guns, because they know it gets to us. So don't ever think the globalists that have hijacked this country wouldn't stage something like this. They kill little...
This was 20 minutes after Sandy Hook happened. This is 3 hours after. 3 hours after Sandy Hook, he was already on the job. He was already like, yeah, it's fake. Globalists are doing it. That's crazy to me. That's incredible.
The globalists that have hijacked this country wouldn't stage something like this. They kill little kids all day, every day. And it's not our government. It's the globalist. I really think they're going to try to come after the guns. It's going to start a civil war.
I clearly believe from the evidence, children were really killed in Sandy Hook, and it's a real tragedy. Unfortunately, evidence is beginning to come out. People who've been coached, people who've been given cue cards, people who are behaving like actors.
I dropped Billy off and watched him go around the corner, and he never came back, all because of the guns. Won't you just turn your guns in for my son? I mean, folks, we've got video of Anderson Cooper with clear blue screen out there.
Nothing can account for what happens to his nose.
Early on, I said, well, they had to have killed somebody. I mean, this doesn't make sense. Then parents come out and start laughing and then turn to the camera and cry. No one died in 2012 in San
Damn, he did this more than I thought he did, low key. Like, I thought he just, like, said it a couple times. Like, I remember him saying that it was a false flag and stuff, but he really he just kept getting fatter and fatter as he kept saying Sandy Hook's was definitely a false flag, which is wild. Like, he just kept eating and saying Sandy Hook was a false flag while his hairline receded and he got more and more red. Like, you can really see the time lapse from the way he changes. But the rhetoric never changes. YouTube saw this and was like, congrats on the views. Yeah. YouTube was like, here's your million play button. Please, thank you so much for your valuable contribution to the platform. Why, yes, we will keep elevating you on the recommended videos tab. Please continue. Do not stop this.
People come to me in hotels and in grocery stores, and I'll be walking my dog, and they just go, the car will go, "Roar! You son of a bitch, quit, leave those kids alone." And I'll be like, I never talk about it. The media, shut up, you son.
What do you mean you never talk about it? Bro, you definitely talked about it. What, did he have that fucking crazy chili again?
Listen, you don't understand. I had that chili. I had a chili. It smelled of sulfur. Probably Rothschild chili. Made me forget the name of my children. You don't understand it. I forgot the name of my children. That fucking judge, she's a bitch. That's why I had to draw her on fire while I was on trial for defamation.
Some people have confronted me in front of my wife and children and said, you son of a bitch, you killed those kids. No one knows who Adam Lanza is. When you ask somebody about Sandy Hook, it's Alex Jones. Yeah. So I did not kill the children.
But do you feel any sense of responsibility for the way the lives of the Sandy Hook families were affected?
An emotional day of testimony after 3 family members whose loved ones were murdered at Sandy Hook Elementary School took the stand describing the harassment they endured as a result of Alex Jones' false statements.
People were, accusing me of lying, telling me Ben never lived, telling me that I was going to burn in hell and that I would pay for what I had done.
Hensel
Bro, they shot at this man's house, dude. Alex Jones's deranged psychopathic fan base shot at this man's house.
Testified that after her husband Jeremy committed suicide in 2019, people went to their daughter Avielle's gravesite looking for evidence the family was faking his death.
I couldn't wrap my head around just one more family member.
No, like unimaginable amounts of cruelty, chat. Like, I think because this happened in like 2012, a lot of people forget that like when it first happened, now you live in 2022, right? Babies are dying in fucking schools all the time. It's like commonplace almost. Like when it happens, people are like, oh, that's kind of cliche. Let's get a new thing going. But back then, it was the first time it had happened, and it was truly like world changing. That was a lot of people will say like that was a pivotal moment where government got together and there was a bipartisan proposal for gun control, and it didn't pass. And when that didn't pass, it was over. At that moment, and they were rich white kids too. Like they were from a well-off neighborhood. They were white kids. Like when that happened and gun control lost the battle, okay, and guns won, that was genuinely a tide shift where people were just like, oh, this is never going to change. No matter what, this is not going to change. It's over. You're forgetting Columbine and VTech? No, Columbine was obviously also a major event, but this is kids. Like, this is little babies. Sandy Hook was an elementary school. These are fucking babies, dude. When that happened and there still was no gun control, a lot of people were like, oh, it's done. It's done. It's just never going to happen. In a sea of that kind of support for the victims, in a sea in that, like, in that environment, Alex Jones coming out of the gate swinging with the whole, like, it's fake. It seems normal to do now because everybody does it now. 15 minutes after Uvalde, you had congresspersons being like, it was a trans person. You know what I mean? Like, immediately. It's like, it's commonplace now. But back then, doing it back then was major. And it was so major. Sowing seeds of doubt in the immediate aftermath of a fucking mass shooting at an elementary school, that was unheard of. And not only that, but like we kind of forgot about how devastating that was for the families at the time. It's not Alex Jones as a singular beacon that is the misinformation spreader. Make no mistake, there are plenty of avenues. There's plenty of other institutions that are also morally culpable. All the platforms that didn't try to regulate the speech at the time, also partially culpable. However, his fan base was the most deranged because he was the one who was like straight up out there openly stating these agitative and completely false statements about the families.
What would you do if you had a time machine?
You know, I think even though I got caught in their Sandy Hook trap and I was covered other people's theories and barely did it. Wasn't much of what I did on the on the timeline. I think I do it all again. I think this is going to bring us to something bigger.
What? What trap, homie? He calls it a trap because he got trapped into what? Saying it was a false flag? Like, nobody stopped. Nobody forced you to say it. And the double down. I mean, at a certain point, you got to fucking, I don't know. It's just.
I mean, technically, if I had it all over to do again, I wouldn't have been caught in that trap. But that's not how the universe works. I did these things, and I'm going with the flow of where I'm at. I did it from a good heart, and I think it'll be turned towards good at the end of the day. So I'm not worried about it. And I believe humanity's going to wake up. I believe we're going to win.
That's fucking crazy that he's just so remorseful, dude.
All right, so we're in Newtown, Connecticut, where the Sandy Hook elementary school shooting took place around 10 years ago. It's a special week for this town because for the first time ever, Alex Jones is being made to stand trial in Connecticut.
In a Connecticut courtroom just...
Did I say remorseful? Bro, I really got to take a fucking day off or something. Remorseless! Remorseless! Devoid of remorse! Fuck!
So, for those who don't know, can you describe the extent of the harassment that was experienced by the Sandy Hook families?
There's no way I could do it just sitting here with you. It's unreal. Initially, it just started with rough contacts. You get people who were emailing them, people would find out their phone number, call them on the phone. But then you had people starting to show up in Newtown and destroy the memorials they had for their kids. They had people showing up at their homes, knocking on their door. They had people going around and talking to their neighbors. And then it just kept escalating as more and more people got caught into the wildness of it. There's Lucy Richards, right, who was a woman who I have to have some level of sympathy with on some way because she's mentally ill. But she got obsessed with all these narratives and about Lenny Posner. She was in Central Florida. And when it got disclosed that that's where Lenny had moved to, and InfoWars put up his Boca Raton mailbox where he picks up his mail.
Well, I've got an article here from a guy, I think was our last caller. He's been getting all kinds of grief from Mr. Posner. Social media shut down due to Sandy Hook false copyrights. What's interesting is they list the address for the Honor Network in Boca Raton, Florida, 908 North Dixie Highway. There is no suite, but it's got two different buildings listed that address.
Well, we'll just start investigating that. And I guess I'm going to have to probably go on up to Newtown. I'm going to have to probably go investigate Florida as well.
What the fuck?
She decided, okay, that's my call to action. So she started stalking Lenny and Veronique through Central Florida. She would call and leave these messages, and I don't know if you've ever heard them, man, and maybe we'll get a hold of them for you or something just so people can understand what this is. But creepy.
Did you hide your imaginary son in the attic? Are you still fucking him? You fucking Jew bastard. Look behind you. Death is coming to you real soon.
Just normal things, dude. Normal fan base, normal behavior, normal things overall.
Man, conspiracy culture used to be fun. It used to not be so malicious and cruel. Area 51, fish-human hybrids, Roswell. I mean, it was kind of fluffy in its own way. Yeah. Like, it didn't really matter at the end of the day what's at Area 51. It was a mystery box we could all have fun with. And there was a time when Alex Jones was hilarious. We just all kind of like watched him when he in his early days. But the moment he started commanding...
Love you, Hesse.
I'll tell you, it goes hand in hand with the damn supplements.
Sick of the globalist, eugenicist, control freaks adding poison to your water and laughing as you get sick and die? Start purifying your water with ProPure at Infowars.com. We sell books, videos, T-shirts, high-quality water filters, shortwave radios, cook stoves, survival food of the highest quality. Brain Force sold out in 4 days. Liver Shield sold out in a week. Prostagard.
He does all this. Well, I can't even get you to subscribe at the top of the hour for $5 a month or for free with a fucking Twitch Prime.
It's coming for you!
God damn!
The government has released radiation into the environment by the iodine. You know, we were seeing that basically.
Thank you,
right
Oxmonk,
after the
Oxo.
his traffic went up darn near 50% from all the coverage he was doing that month of the hoax. So that caused them to double down because they've testified on the record.
Thank you, Abby Jean, for the 5.
Emulate that. When Alex Jones said the school wasn't an operating school, when he said paramedics never even entered the building, when he said there are pictures of the children who they say died who are still alive, he didn't believe that shit. I don't believe Alex Jones thinks there's anything fishy about Sandy Hook, but he's going to keep saying it even right now.
The InfoWars store is like the main revenue source, yeah?
I mean, if I need it to be, if I need to, I can go to supporters and just get straight donations.
Yeah.
So
how do you go about doing that?
Just ask them for the money.
I want to invent a sport that involves
the jury came in this
evening
like
with
$4.2 million. I admitted that I followed disinformation, but not on purpose. I apologize to the families. What I did to those families was wrong, but I didn't do it on purpose. We are so broke
But if you don't fund us, if you don't buy products at InfoWarsStore.com, we will shut down. So get a t-shirt, get a book, get Body's Ultimate Turmeric Formula, get Vitamin Mineral Fusion, get them all at InfoWarsStore.com and keep us on the air.
If you want to feel additionally black-pilled, Alex Jones, on top of all of his like revenue operations, and on top of like one of the most insane parts of this discovery and the defamation awards trial was that like he made, I think, like $800,000 in one fucking day after he had been deplatformed. One of the most black-pilling moments is finding out that some dude gave him like $5 million in crypto, just straight up for no reason. They literally were just like, hey, here's $5 million in cryptocurrency. Have fun with that. You know, you can, it's for your defense fund.
Question for me, the question is, will this suit be successful at stopping him from being on the national stage? And my worry is, like we said in the courthouses, it won't be, because the cameras will still follow him. Like, he can lose all of his money. He gets out there again on the bullhorn, and he starts building it right back up.
No, I told you I was going to shut it down.
Wait, I was wrong. Another 3 million? Oh my God. Oh my God. I thought it was only 5. Oh my God. It's a total of 8 million in 26 days. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And motherfuckers are still so stupid. They're like, bro, you're such a grifter. You're such a grifter. You're such a grifter. You're such a grifter. Holy fuck. I could get so caked. I could get so motherfucking caked, dude. I could be caked out the motherfucking wazoo. You okay? Let's be fucking real. You love this shit. We all know, yet you decide to be here. Let's be fucking real. You love this shit. Yes, I love what I do. I love what I do despite the fact that the platform I'm on fucks me. I love what I do despite the fact that there are plenty of insane things that I have to deal with that many other content creators in this space are never going to have to deal with. That's it. I love my community and I love what I do, and I think what I do is valuable. It gives me a lot of emotional fulfillment. That's why I do it. Still fucking insane that, you know, idiotic baboon brain dickheads on the internet will be like, you're grifting, but you know, what are you going to do?
Florida, Valhalla feels strong man.
Not happening now.
You were going to shut down InfoWars?
I was going to hand it off to the people. Not now. It's not a labor of love now, it's a labor of war. We ain't shut the shit down.
So the question is, can this cause of action against Jones on behalf of these parents come to represent something bigger? Is it a bigger referendum on the false things he's saying? I hope so, man. I hope so.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I see me picking my teeth, my enemy's bones.
What's the point of inputting an external take like Alex Jones does? Is it purely a clout thing, or is he that nuts? Brother, did you not just hear me say he made $800,000 in one day? His entire operation hinges on creating new false narratives that he can fucking milk his like delusional fan base out of money off of. That's it. He'll say, the government is poisoning the water supply, and then immediately follow that up with, but if you want clean water, then all you need to do is go to alexjones.com, infowars.com, and buy my new straw, my new water filter. He'll say, like, you know, I mean, he will use a 10-year lawsuit, 10 years of himself and his fan base aggressively attacking the victims of Sandy Hook, and turn that into an operation where he gets $8 million in crypto over the course of 28 days. Now, you tell me, he's not doing it out of the love of the game. I mean, he might love the attention he gets and shit, certainly, but he's doing it because he's making a fuckload of money too.
My name is Tony Mead, and I am an independent journalist. How I'm related here is that this is in my backyard. Did people die? I don't know, but
oh my God. How? Oh my God. How can human beings be this way, bro? I mean, dude, you want to know the truth of brain brokenness? You want to know the peak brain rot? Let me tell you. One of the fucking parents of the kids in school, now believes that it was a fucking false flag. A Parkland shooting survivor's dad found QAnon and is now convinced the massacre was a hoax and his son was a paid actor. This came out last year. What do you do with that? The teen said his dad now believes that the deadly 2018 shooting was a false flag event. Yeah, Alt F4, dude. Alt F4 from society at that point. You know what I mean? Alt tab. Fuck you gonna do about that? You're like, wow, this is the guy who's, you know, this happened in his backyard and he doesn't believe it. Okay, this happened to him. The only step beyond that is if like fucking Kyle Cashew, remember the one like reactionary Stoneman Douglas kid? If he came out and said it was fake. That's it. There's literally like the one layer more insane than this is if one of the victims directly who was shot was like, nah, it was a false flag. Like, there's nothing more insane than this. Like, someone was like, yeah, I got shot, but it was a false flag, actually. I didn't really get shot.